Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 1, Episode 9, the end credit song. Each one starting, well, I guess I was going to say starting with Episode 2, but each one has had its own song. Episode 1 just had credits. It was a black screen credits. I listened to it, but I didn't react to it because there's nothing to really react to besides the song. After that, each episode has had its own unique song. All sorts of different genres of music, I feel like, different art styles, lots of different imagery, each one kind of focused on either what that episode, other episodes, or future episodes are talking about, are showing us. I mean, there is a bunch with Kobeni, there is a bunch with Himeno. The last few, especially the last one, had Himeno because it ended with flowers in the cemetery, the grave, the whole thing with Himeno going out there smoking cigarettes. The one before that, very cool. Maybe one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite, maybe my favoritist of all of them was probably the one before that, episode 7. It was very retro 80s looking with the vibrant neon colors, and it reminded me of Mega Man, sort of like a 80s video game running through shit. Power was playing a video game, I believe, in that one, or maybe that was another one. I watched episodes 1 through 8 all in one video. Go check it out. It's already up on the channel. This is episode 9, so I will do separate videos for these. Also, we just finished episode 9, and Makima is basically the biggest mystery of all now. We know that Denji is alive with Kobeni. He is cut in half. Kobeni ends up being this badass now who, I say it many times, it takes a lot for me to rebound off a character, and she quickly got me to rebound, because if you're going to stab Aki attempting to kill Denji, the only way in my mind you could come back into my good graces is if you come in by yourself, knives blazing. I was going to say guns blazing, but all she had was the knife. She comes running in, taking on 2 of these foes who we just saw take down Himeno, Aki, multiple other people, Crazy Snake with the blonde girl, and Sword Man. I don't know if we've ever gotten his name yet, but he looks like Chainsaw Man with giant blades instead of chainsaws. For Kobeni to just run at them and take them on with no fear, she goes superhuman speed, I guess. I read the comments very briefly, because after I watched the episode, I looked at some of the comments, I talked to some people, and then I jumped into this. And they told me that in the manga, she is like a teleporter kind of thing. So maybe in this, she doesn't teleport, and she just moves as fast as she needs to. So we see what is actually occurring, almost like the Flash. Like if you see the Flash, we see kind of what he's doing some of the time. But we know that if we were just like here right now watching it, we wouldn't see anything. It would just be like, boop, over there. I guess maybe, whatever. Kobeni has redeemed herself. Love it. She saves Denji's life. Makima, massive mystery. I don't know. I actually had a discussion with this with somebody else, and they were more confused than me. When Makima got them all lined up, she had all the prisoners lined up. I went back, I watched it again. She gave them all this food. They didn't know what they were doing. I couldn't remember everything that was being said as it was being said. So I was like, are they willingly giving themselves for the greater good? Nope, they're not. They were literally getting fat off of junk food and then being used. But are they being forced to contract deals with devils through Makima? Is that Makima's power? Or is Makima's power that I could just find out some info from a crow? Because what I gathered was that the crows were flying and getting info, finding out the names of these dudes. Then she would whisper the name. The guy would say the name. You would immediately become that person. And when they died, because Makima would go, yeah, Makima would like snap them or twist them or break them, explode them. You were saying their name and accepting the contract or accepting your fate that you would give your life so that she could blow this dude up. Am I crazy to assume all that? That's what I was gathering. But either way, Makima at the end, the other dude resigns. I think that dude is going to have to be killed to be an example to show you cannot quit the devil hunters when shit goes bad. Let's jump in to the end credit song. I talked for a while already about a bunch of craziness. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons edit what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest, these in full, Rick and Morty, Steven Universe, Infinity Train, One Punch Man, dozens of others. Black Butler, all these shows, seasons ahead. Check it out. Patreon like only. If not, Chainsaw Man, the end credit song for episode 9. Way different a song. Most of them start out with a bang. Oh, and it's Himeno disappearing. Himeno very quickly became my favorite, and then they took her from me. Now we're seeing the eye and her blood. Is that intestines or flesh? Wrapping around, pulling her down. The hand. The ghost. So we got 3 in a row focusing on Himeno. I would have it no other way. That was the bird and Makima with the skull. What was that? With the cross. Some of these things are foreshadowing. The cigarette, you gotta love it. Dying out like Himeno. Alright guys, that was the end credits for episode 9. Himeno yet again. But at the very end, first off, it was Himeno walking away. First, I wasn't exactly positive. I was trying to see what they were doing. And then the arms disappear. We see Himeno giving herself up piece by piece. Yet again, the eye patch falls. And then we have what looked to me almost like intestines, more like blood and flesh bonding and wrapping. I guess it was the inner turmoil or the act of giving your flesh for the assistance of the devil, the ghost, the hand and everything. We saw all sorts. The eye, she grabbed the eye. And I mean, it was showing kind of like everything that happened to Himeno through music and dance of her blood and body. But then at the end, we did see Makima do this thing that she did, the same thing that I talked about in the beginning. I don't know if her power is twisting you and somebody has to say the name of another person and then you are basically agreeing or giving her the ability to twist the two of you together. Like when she's going like this, I'm thinking originally it was like snapping somebody's neck, but now I'm thinking it's her like twisting the person saying the name with the person whose name is being said. I don't know if any of this is correct. This is just what I'm thinking is happening, but that makes the most sense to me. But my only question is that her power, or is somewhere in there she forcing that person saying the name to contract a devil? And that's her power. Because if she has the power to force contracts on people, then she could technically make vessels of anybody. But if her power is just making the vessel, then it's almost exactly the same thing. I don't know. It's not really the same thing. Because the other way, you're just forcing death upon someone. The other way is you're kind of making devil contracts. But I'm thinking way too much into it, and I don't even know if I've begun on the right track. At the end of the song, though, we did see Makima do it. There was the bird. I saw the crows or the ravens or whatever bird is landing on Makima's roof when she was doing the thing to the 10 prisoners. I don't know what exactly their purpose is. I thought it was that they were going and retrieving the info by seeing and hearing whatever was being said, because we definitely saw it in the vicinity of the blonde woman and everything while it was going down. And then it came back, flew on the roof. So my knowledge, or I am assuming that it is doing that it is relaying information to Makima. But in this song, we saw a bird that looked very similar to one of those birds. I mean, is it possible that there was a hand left? Himeno in the beginning of the episode ripcorded Chainsaw Man alive. So is it possible that Himeno is alive in a form that is a bird that is just enough, like the hand was just enough to put her in the form of a bird or something? I know that sounds crazy and I don't think that's the case at all. But the fact that there was a bird in this when Himeno was basically no more, a bird flew out and then there was like a cross and the cigarette fell and then it was like Himeno's life has extinguished, like the cigarette she smokes. But that's what I think happened. I think Himeno is no more, and this, for the third in a row, end credit scene dealing with Himeno was them basically saying her flame has been extinguished like the cigarette, like I just said. But I'm going to hold on to this small ray of hope that Himeno, because there was a hand left, it pulled Denji back to life, that maybe that hand is still allowing a piece of Himeno to live on in some form. But then it ruins how beautiful everything else is at the end with the cigarette extinguishing and has no meaning. So I assume that is what's going on. But I'm just saying crazy ideas that are coming to my head. There was a cross that kind of went through, but the cemetery had all the crosses on the tombstones. And then it had like flowers and petals and everything went beautiful. And then there was the image of the person. And then it went cigarette drop. I don't know, guys. I'm loving this show. I highly anticipate this show every week. I jump in at noon every week, watch it live, throw it up to you guys. I'll be doing these every week about an hour after. I think there's only 12 episodes, so we got 3 left. We should be able to do this through the holidays. I think Christmas, let's see, if today is the 6th, the last episode, unless they skip a week, is going to be 2 days after Christmas. Amazing. We will finish this after Christmas, but we'll do this every Tuesday. You guys let me know your thoughts. I'm definitely reading the comments on these because I am so curious, and I know a lot of you know the mangas or read the mangas or probably know a hell of a lot more than what's going on than I do. I just love theorizing. If you guys know me from my other shows, anything where I could start figuring things out or theorizing or problem solving, I dig. And I'm probably wrong most of the time, but I just enjoy it. And there is a lot of mysteries going on with Makima and the whole everything. This whole world is just intriguing. So you guys let me know. You want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel. Seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest, these in full. One Punch Man, Black Butler, Steven Universe, My Little Pony, Gen 4 and 5 are on there in full, completely finished. Adventure Time as well every season. Toriko and dozens of others. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.